My name's Jay Cullis. I live in Ohio, right down the road from Jackson Center, and for the last 8 years, I've worked in the marketing department at Airstream Inc. 4 years ago, I bought a trailer, a 27-foot Flying Cloud, and I've been out there with you all for the last 4 years, getting to know this community, learning these incredible experiences and the ways this lifestyle affects us all. I've been a storyteller for almost as long as I've been a traveler. My Airstream story starts a long time ago, even though I just bought my Airstream 4 years ago. Storytellers see symbols in everything. I see symbols in the mountains. I see the ocean, the flowers on the trail. I see symbols in those round curves on those trailers and the rivets that hold them together and the lines of circles. Travel to me is about circles. It's about going out, leaving home, and coming back. Unless you're a full-timer or, you know, like if you go out on a trip and you don't come back, it's either a disaster or a caper of some sort, I don't know. Usually we're coming home, right? These are circles, these are geographic circles, but there's these metaphysical and magical circles too, these echoes that we feel every time we hitch up an Airstream. You feel it when you go back to the Grand Canyon. You went there as a kid, you see it differently as an adult. If you got kids with you, you see it through their eyes. These echoes, these circles of time that Airstreaming gets us into. I was lucky enough to travel from a young age. My parents really invested a lot in showing us the world, I'm happy to say. And I knew that whoever I ended up with, whoever I was going to spend the rest of my life with, if it got to that person probably ought to travel or enjoy traveling as well. So fast forward to 2010, I've been dating this woman for several years. We're living in Raleigh, North Carolina. The spoiler alert is we eventually get married, we have kids, we buy an Airstream, we go out, it's great, wow, it's awesome. But at the time, we're living in Raleigh, North Carolina, and all these people are telling me, if you want to get to know somebody, if you really want to know if somebody is your soulmate, just take a really long road trip with them. The longer, the better, right? We all know that, probably. Some of us, I know both sides of that. And if you come back, and you're still together, that's a huge green flag for your relationship. So we're in Raleigh, we decide to take this big road trip, we head out, a big circle around the country, we go to the Midwest, we see friends and family, we go to Colorado, see my brother, we camp in the woods in Utah in a tent. This is 15 years ago this summer. Stay in the worst hotel room I've ever stayed in Reno, Nevada. We go down to California, see some friends, and we end up at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. And over the course of this 30 days, now this isn't a Nissan Versa hatchback. This is not an Airstream. It was crazy. I'm thinking, I am gonna propose to Katie at the Grand Canyon. I got this great idea. I'm so proud of myself, but like an idiot, I haven't really thought this through. I don't have a ring. I'm just overwhelmed with the magic, and it turns out that a 30-day road trip with your significant other is not a great time to go engagement ring shopping. And so we end up at the Grand Canyon, North Rim. I don't have a ring. The Grand Canyon is socked in with fog and clouds. It's 5 feet away. I'm standing this far from it, and I cannot see it. We're hiking, a rainstorm and thunder and lightning is striking all around us, and we're running down these wet paths and trying to get back to the visitor center. And I'm thinking, the universe is trying to tell me to not propose to Katie at the Grand Canyon. The symbols are all there. And I'm sitting in the visitor center, and out of the corner of my eye, see people staggering toward these plate glass windows, and the clouds are receding, and the Grand Canyon is magnificent, and it's blowing my mind, and I'm like, I'm gonna propose to Katie at the Grand Canyon. And we have this incredible couple days, and we're standing, last day out on this escarpment, and we're looking at the Grand Canyon, and we're hugging each other, and I say the most romantic thing I can think. I say, do you think we should get married? And she rolls her eyes at me, which is like a pattern that continues for 20 years. And she remarkably says yes. And I say, like a doofus, I don't have a ring. I'm sorry, but it's magical and it's great. And 6 months later, we get married. And we have kids. We buy this Airstream. And we head out with our kids, and we're seeing the country for 4 years. We're seeing everything. This magical things are happening. And 4 months ago, I realized I'm going to take an Airstream trip with the family down to the Southwest, right next to the North Rim of the Grand Canyon. We're going to camp there again. And the storyteller in me is like, this is a circle. We're coming back. And we get there, and we climb out on this escarpment, and the whole family, my kids are there, and we're looking at the Grand Canyon, and it's magnificent. You know, it's unbelievable. And I say, 15 years ago, I didn't have a ring, but I didn't make the same mistake this time. And I pull out a ring, and I hand it to her, and I close this big circle, and that is what Airstreaming has done for me. Thank you. Thank you.